is Chelsea Smith. I'm the creator of this series. It's been a long road of different collaborations and partnerships and things changing, and it's all come to this beautiful place here. But before that, I was an executive chef and an educator, and just kind of, I don't want to say a jack of all trades, but I bounce around a lot. I like to try different things. But with that, you know, I was also in a very abusive relationship for a long time, and I medicated myself with alcohol very heavily. So my story of sobriety comes in there, in that I wasn't a daily blackout drunk, but it was easier to not feel during that 8-year period of my life. So I turned to alcohol, and on my big final night, my hands are all sweaty and she's still holding it. My big final night of my drinking, I got violent and I broke a TV on my husband, who most of you know, and scared him and scared myself, and decided that I had to stop drinking completely. And that was 2 years ago. Actually, I just had my 2-year sobriety on. Yeah. It was March 22nd, actually, is that, because actually the reason I had my last episode, I guess you could call it, was I had missed my daughter's birthday. She lives with her dad for my abusive ex-partner was able to obtain custody of my 2 children in the separation, and I missed her birthday and I couldn't handle it, so I took it out on my husband. So anyways, that was 2 wonderful days now for me, are going to be in the same month within days of each other going forward. So but with that, with that, you know, I was working, and we kind of fell into the event side of the cannabis industry. My husband's been growing for years. I've been doing edibles for years, just on the side, doing, you know, my own thing. And here I am now. One thing led to another, and here we are here. And I've kind of just stumbled into this education side of things. And if you know me well, you know I sound like my mother, but it's not a bad part of me, about her, that I got. So we're focusing on education and breaking those stigmas and letting people know how important it is that, you know, cannabis is, I tell everybody, is like a superfood for your mind and your soul and your whole body. It's the multivitamin we've all been missing for so long. So that's where I'm at, and that's my introduction and my little story, and then we've got tons more questions too, so I'm done.
All right. Thank you. And our next panelist, Yoko, please introduce yourself, baby.
My name is Miyoko Toy. I am super nervous, so please be super patient with me. My friend that I love talked me into this, because normally I am in the background. I am an information security analyst, SE certified from NT 4.0. So what I do is dig for information. And I have been corporate America my whole life. I've only been in the cannabis industry for like the last 7 years, and I was a crazy mom. Like, I flushed so many bags of weed for my kids. Oh my God. I was crazy, but like, I drank through all of this. Like, I did, so they couldn't get high, but I could get drunk and burn shit up. I could drink in that military with no consequences for my actions. Yeah. I could give you stories, but we're gonna move past that. So how did we get to be here today? I don't drink anymore. I have great relationships with my kids. I hope one day I have a beautiful son that he forgives me, because I burnt it down when I was drinking, but I try to live a very good life now. I have a beautiful grandson that I just am I worry about the world he's growing up in, because there's so much. I took a lot of heat from transitioning from corporate into cannabis, and they're like, you make so much money, what are you doing? Now you're a glorified drug dealer. And all I do is provide information to anybody who wants it, whatever merchandise, whatever you're looking into. I just want to make sure everybody has access to healthy medicine. You have access to resources that we need, that we build a community that we can talk in, because this is a community that we raise our children in. My grandson is going to grow up, you know, he's a baby right now, and he's going to grow up one day in this world that we set before him. So taking a stand today for me is huge, because I had to make a choice between either being like Joy. I had to leave Florida, I had to leave the mental health field because I got high with my bosses, but we used to give drug tests to people. We used to submit court documents about the same thing.
And you were the people I said in there like, really?
Yes, but you have to
Gotta
make a
keep your
judgment
job.
call. At the end of the day, I don't have any control over Florida and what they do. What I can do is be honest to myself. I'm not going to put myself in a situation to go to jail anymore and move away from a state that would, depending on the county, over a seed. And let me tell you, ladies, over a seed of blunt, put you in jail. They will ruin your reputation. They will take your children away from you. And you have to prove that you're a good parent. You have to prove that you're a good woman, that you are a good person. So here we are in cannabis with Chelsea and Gina and Annie and all my veteran women that I just adore and my community. And that's my bio. Short and sweet.
Brian, what was that? Sharon.
I was in mainstream media at the time, so that changed everything, as you can imagine. So for the past 6 years, I've written of nothing but cannabis's remedy. I've been published all over the world in different languages. And recently, I've been writing extensively on greener pastures recovery in the state of Maine. And they pioneered PAT, plant-assisted therapy in addiction recovery. And they use, follow them on. They need a lot of support because they're cash operations because health insurance can't cover it right now. So, but plant-assisted therapy has a 96% success rate, which is unheard of in the recovery world. Yes, and they use kratom, ashwagandha, chamomile, which is a natural antidepressant. And so the plant-assisted therapy doesn't only help in the transition of the withdrawal symptoms, the pain and the body aches and the fevers and all that, but it replaces it, and then they deal with your emotional issues, your trauma you may have dealt with, PTSD you're suffering from, or emotional disorders like I have, I'm on the spectrum with anxiety and all that kind of OCD and all that kind of stuff. And so, once the bad drugs go away or the bad addictions go away, the plants take over, and it not only replaces that, but it makes you feel better in the first place. So I'm going to be referencing their work tonight. And then on a personal level, I am the 9-year-old adult child of a functioning alcoholic. So there you have it. And I wish if he would have been a stoner, I would have had a whole different life.
Lifestyle, right?
Hi everybody, my name is Whitty. I'm the only one you guys will meet, it's my real name. But I am a independent artist and actress as well as a cannabis activist out of San Francisco. I basically was born with fetal alcohol syndrome. My parents were addicts and my mother was a drunk, so she used to drink with me in her stomach. Born with fetal alcohol syndrome, I was born with only one functioning kidney. So my whole life I kind of sat on the sidelines. I couldn't play contact sports. I couldn't, do a lot. Didn't really affect me. God is good. I've been healthy. I've never had to take medications. I have no complaints in life whatsoever. But I basically started medicating just after an accident that I had, a car accident. And my doctor told me, with your kidney, you need to find something else to do, because with your injury, your back pain, just everything you're going to go through, you're going to have a shorter time span medicating on opiates or anything. So I had to find an alternative medicine, and so that's kind of where I started being an advocate and learning kind of more about my own health and why it has to tend to me so individually and things of that sort. But yeah, and I'm an actress, so I do a lot of right now I have a movie coming out, but also a TV show called 7 Hills, which is a series that was based out of Boston, Massachusetts, about the opioid break and the addictions with my generation. I'm 26, so my generation is going through a lot right now with opiates and just all type of drugs.
Years of my life in Germany, growing up all around different bases and stuff. And then Colorado was my home of record for myself. The situation, the town where I was at, and I had already seen a lot. I'm a travel bug. So, and I joined them. Okay, honestly, I joined the Marine Corps. I have an older brother too that he joined. He had enlisted, and so I did see a wonderful, change, a change in him from who he was, and everything. So So I did my thing. I worked on attack helicopters, aviation ordnance was my primary MOS. Camp Hamilton was my duty station that I checked in 1998.
Wow.
At 18 at that time, and then I did like pretty much out of California, Camp Hamilton, you know, my whole like 7 years of active, and then I did like, you know, when I got out that time in 2004, you know, it was like with stop loss, you know,
Another conversation.
right.
Not today.
Oh my gosh, but went back to Colorado. I have a son, by the way, too. He's on the autism spectrum scale, you know, so he has Asperger's, actually. He was born at Naval Hospital, Camp Pendleton, 2001, so, yeah, wonderful, wonderful. I have 2 children, actually, but, and then, Colorado, I was actually a bartender in Golden, Colorado for a couple years after I got out, so I was actually getting people drunk. You know, I was going from, you know, my dad was West Virginian, my mom was, you know, Czech Bavarian, like on both sides of my family, like alcohol was, and then my dad, you know, Vietnam vet, he himself enlisted at age 17 out of West Virginia on his way to Vietnam. And so, and then growing up with, you know, the demons and how his own PTSD, you know, things like that, so. And then the Marine Corps, oh my gosh, you know, you drink like, fit, you know, whatever. I mean, just, and, you know, so I'm sober now because I buried my dad last year. And so, you know.
To your soberness and to your father, our condolences.
I went back to West Virginia and buried him last year, and that definitely was, for me, it was, with the alcohol, was, you know, no more. And so, cannabis definitely, you know, has always been a wonderful tool, you know, tool belt of life with plants and different things. Because actually, you know, I grew up also having like dandelion salad and soup with my Omi that she would make, and different mushrooms and, you know, different plants. So I'm definitely like, and so, and then on the VA, I'm a client of the VA. You know, when I transitioned out, I am the system. So I've gone from being told I was a criminal, you know, by my doctor, and having actually my son take it, my CPS, my son was taken from me in 2012 due to my cannabis usage for medicating, and I went through the whole reunification to prove that I'm you know, a good mom and worthy enough, and while the state made a lot of money off my child, let me tell you how much money they make when they put children in the system.
Criminal.
Yeah, you're not, you know, yet you can't parent yourself.
It's criminal what they do.
And so I'm an advocate as far as also for parent advocate for IEPs. I learned that process. So you know, like getting to know your local area plan for you know, your child with special needs, and so I'll go see, you know, I do that, and then yeah, I mean, and then I do well with my you know, women friends, girlfriends. I'm a mom.
She's our regular.
We love it.
Annie is very happy. Don't let her fool you.
Yes, she is. Very
Yes, she is.
She's playing herself
very
down right
humble.
now.